Well, here we are at my bread and butter. This is Demon Slayer Season 3 review. And as we could tell with you and Vinland Saga, I can only assume what I'd be giving this. I don't know.
You enjoyed this thoroughly.
This was a, let's see, not life-altering masterpiece, but pure entertainment. One of the most beautiful animes I've ever seen. The story was really tight, neat, packaged nicely. You got you live in this village for these 11 episodes. Mm-hmm. I'll probably say 12 a few times in here because that last episode was long.
That's very true, yeah.
But I think what we got out of it, we met 2 new characters, 2 new Hashira. We have Tanjiro development, I believe, that at this point, I mean, they should just make him a Hashira. And we definitely got the love interest between Tanjiro and Nezuko was beautiful. We do see that relationship. No, they just have a very loving relationship that make you think about a couple things and like, are you treating your loved ones the right way, or are you treating your sister the right way? Those type of things go through your brain. But the development we saw in her, the demons left a little bit of a more. Like, I wanted a little more out of them, and that could have been harmed by the episode count. But we did get 2. It opened up with immediate action.
Yep.
Every episode was more and more action. I expected a breather episode, never got one. We didn't have Inosuke and Zenitsu, which is fine. I was good with that.
I wanted them, though.
I wanted Inosuke. Zenitsu, I was fine with just seeing him in the distant past.
I mean, I'll be honest, I wanted both of them. Yeah, they were...
Because that's their crew.
Yeah, we've had 2 seasons of a movie with them. Yeah. And then to just omit them.
Fully. Besides, hey, they're on this... They're doing their own thing because Tanjiro was out for so long. Now, at the end of season 2, Tanjiro did put in some work.
He did.
We saw, Tengen left a lot for the expectations of Hashira.
Yes.
And, I think we got that. We got some development. God, I wish I'm just definitely forgetting all their names. And that is just a terrible flaw of mine. In the real world, I'm also terrible with names. So this is no different.
Make them Japanese, and you're like, nope.
Yeah, and I wish I should just start writing it down here. But definitely the Miss Hashira, I think we got the most development out of, because you hated him as soon as he showed up. And then by the end of it, you were like, all right, I get this guy. I get it. And, the music, I never got tired of the intro. Me either. Every time we sat here and watched it with you guys and everybody, I never got bored with it. As you said, through every show, and if we did watch this all episode, and there was a full watch and reaction. Yep. You can go back and take a look at all those.
Right about up here.
And, that never failed. Like, what you brought up literally every episode was the CGI and the anime,
no. Ufotable as a animation company. I mean, just as animators, they are the best.
I didn't know that, and I wouldn't know that unless you're telling me that.
They're the best.
But I could tell fully there was something they do different, because we were obviously watching other studios, and with that beautiful color palette, though, the way it's animated, it was gorgeous.
I let you get out all of your...
Oh, yeah, I'm sure I'll figure out more as we're going here.
Admiration.
Yeah, please, try to step on it.
I did not like this season as much as you. I think it was by far the weakest of the series. I do not like the shift to 12 episode count versus 24.
Do you think that hurt your opinion?
Yes.
Okay.
Because the biggest issue I have with the whole season, right? Okay, look. The Demon Slayer as a show lives and dies, in my opinion, on the strength of the demons.
Correct. I mean, obviously, that's what the show is.
Demon Slayer.
Yes.
And I believe that Goitaro in season 2 literally was like the epitome of fear. And when he was on screen and introduced, and the fight with Tengen, Tanjiro, and him.
Yeah, it took all of
everything. And
his voice, his look,
everything was knocked out of the park, to where I think the Entertainment District arc was my favorite arc of the series. by the end of it. I thought that Tengen as a Hashira was fantastic. I thought the roles that Zenitsu and Inosuke played were tremendous, and how they played a role at the end was fantastic. This season, I just like both upper ranks were just like so bland.
The one in the vase was just a waste of time.
I thought it was unacceptable. Like
How are they higher than Gotaro?
yeah, which we talked about this in one episode. Gotaro by himself was probably stronger than both of them.
True.
Daki was the one that was really
Yeah,
holding
but
him
even
back.
with her, he stood more of a
Yeah.
chance. He destroyed an entire town.
And because I felt no, like, gravity behind their presence, because Moichiro killed the upper rank 5, like, nothing.
Relatively easy, I'll give you that.
And
he was pointless.
Yeah, I
and
don't
even
know.
as an evolved form,
Yeah, it was still so unimpressive.
it was weak.
Yeah, so he's snake-like now. Okay, yeah, and he dies like that.
Yeah.
The emotion demon, I thought he was better, but he still was absolutely nothing compared
He got
to
less
Gotaro.
screen time.
He did.
In my opinion.
I thought the end of the season, the last episode, there was a bunch of scenes that fumbled for me where the scene pacing was off, where they could have given you a lot more if they just shot the scenes differently. I thought that the Hashiras were less impressive than Tengen and Rengoku. Tengen and Rengoku to me are still above Moichiro and the Love Hashira.
Moshiro got, like I said, he got better.
I liked his storyline. I liked his backstory, and I actually, by the end of it, I was like, okay, I actually do like
Right.
him.
He was not
He's not a
terrible.
throwaway to me. Where I think the Love Hashira was a throwaway to
Could
me.
have probably did without her.
If it was just Moichiro in the season, and we just didn't have her,
yep.
I think it actually would have been more cohesive of a story.
Because I think you would have been able to develop
the
Tanjiro better
and the upper ranks.
and the upper ranks.
Yes.
Because they would have got each your screen time. But here's the thing. To me personally, unless we're trying to speed through what's left, well, like what left they have of the manga,
Yeah.
putting 2 was rather unnecessary.
Yes. Yeah.
Or, like,
it could have been 1.
If you were said, hey, I have 24 episodes to give you, all right, let's do 2. Like,
Right.
you could have squeezed that better.
Right.
It's, hey, I got 11.
This season to me felt like Dragon Ball, where it was like fight scene, fight scene, fight scene, fight scene, fight scene. It's over.
Correct. And I like that. My P brain over here really enjoyed that.
I like a more methodical approach to the seasons, and I like a 24 episode count. We get it for longer, and I also don't mind the slower episodes where we get more like
like
the
you
quieter
sprinkle them
moments.
in, you could have got the backstory, a full
Yeah.
episode of backstory, which
Yeah.
we've seen before in a lot of
Exactly.
things.
And it
that
would have went a long
worked
way
well.
of making me feel better about the 2 upper ranks. I don't know how I feel about the whole Nezuko thing.
That one took me.
I thought it was a little bit too predictable.
Ryan, you predicted the entire show.
Yeah, I know.
I swear to God, we didn't watch it together. You watched it, and then we watched it.
And I swear I didn't, but I just watch a lot of anime. And you know what I like in anime is when you can circumvent my expectations and
Right.
still make me like
Right.
it. Well, this, I was like, okay, next this is going to happen, then this will happen.
Man,
and
we
then
could
that'll
go back
happen.
and you could just bam, bam,
And
bam,
that
every one of them.
diminishes my enjoyment a little bit. Hey, I will grant you the
give you that.
animation 1,000%.
Yep.
I already said they do it better than anybody. UFO table. The music direction, fantastic. The sound direction with like the clashing
Yep.
of swords.
The
and,
silence.
yeah,
I've grown to love the quiet.
the bombastic like explosions and at the end with Nezuko, I thought like the way they portrayed a couple scenes, I don't want to spoil anything, was great. I guess I was like, okay, coming into this season, I was like, oh my God, Entertainment District arc was an S tier. What are they going to do now?
Right.
And because it didn't hit that, I was a little bit disappointed. It was like, if it was that good in season 2, oh my God, season 3 is going to be crazy.
So you get my feeling about Vinland Saga season 1 to Vinland
Yeah,
Saga season 2.
so I get how you said you didn't like, you loved 1 and then you were expecting something,
Right.
it wasn't what you wanted.
right, didn't
therefore it
meet your
wasn't-
expectations,
Yeah.
so therefore it is lower.
But I'm trying to articulate ways in which I believe I'm justified in saying it was objectively worse. You agree with me, the upper ranks were objectively worse
Absolutely,
than Gotaro.
I think out of the season, the demons were the weakest point.
Yeah.
in Demon Slayer.
Right, yeah.
Now, yes, they were slain. That is not, obviously that's an expectation. But it's how it was done, the time and the effort that was given in which show.
The sword. I thought it was anticlimactic the way it came in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought like
You did mention that, and then they never circled back to it.
Yeah, and I know they said it was only honed to like the first tier of its abilities. So they're telling you there's a power system built into the sword.
Okay.
We're going to get more of it. This is just like a teaser of like what's to come. I still felt it was underwhelming. I'll just say underwhelming to me.
I was unimpressed with the village itself. Like you expected better of this is where all the swords are created. And everything that which we know and love was created. I think that they were mild. They were, for being swordsmiths, they were a little weak for my taste. Like they could have been better.
In the end of season 2, I believe we were introduced to Doma, who was the second rank. And we got one scene with him this whole season. Asuka, third rank, one scene with him the whole season.
We didn't need any more.
I
Then
thought
you were just trying to
the upper
cram her
ranks
in.
were so weak, we could have had a little bit of them. And again, if it was 24 episodes, we could have
could've.
gotten what was going on with them, and it would have maybe interested me a little bit more into the story.
I-
Tanjiro, to me, I didn't think grew at all. I thought, like, he took another upper rank out. Great.
No, I think he's developing as a fighter, as
Yes.
a demon slayer.
And I wanted him to develop outside of his
No, I
abilities.
don't. And honestly, if you look at the season, I think this is what we're also neglecting. It was one night.
It was, yeah. It told almost no progression.
Right,
of the
it was
story.
literally
Here's
a
a
fight
fight
from-
scene
yep.
that's 12 episodes long with
Yeah,
two upper
pretty
rank
much.
demons. Everybody
And two
just
Hashira.
get your popcorn because we are going to have like a color explosion.
It was
And,
entertaining.
yeah, it was entertaining. It's just I wanted something else from it, and because we were watching Vinland Saga at the same time, and you know how I feel about that, going from that to that
Right.
was kind of like, okay, so
Deep, thoughtful to surface level entertainment.
and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Absolutely not.
There's nothing. I'm not trying to say that as in it's like you said, dumb pea brain. I'm not doing that. It just wasn't what I was looking for after the Entertainment District arc.
Correct. It could have
Right.
been better. And I
Yeah.
will go back to that. Give it, my God, 13 more episodes. It was only 11.
Yeah.
So give it 13 more episodes. Compete with shows like Vinland Saga or previous Demon Slayers. It was. I would like to know why they did it.
I do too, and I think the answer is going to be not really sexy. I think it might have
Budget.
been COVID, where they were trying to get, okay, we got to get season 3 out, and I don't know when they started. I might be projecting. I have no idea.
Right.
I would like to return to the 24 episode format.
And I hope they do.
You know, it's only, it only lasts for 24 weeks at that point, and then it's done for a year. So,
more.
Or more, exactly, because anime is notorious for that shit.
Yeah, I'm learning that you sit and wait, and you know what? They
Yeah.
don't care. You're going to wait because you're going to watch it as soon as it comes out.
But I didn't hate it. It just wasn't at the same level to me as the Entertainment District arc, so I gave it negative marks for that.
All right, so then we get into the layman's review because we have to see. I want to know what you gave it now.
Okay. Well,
I'm like, should I even tell him mine at this point? Am I wrong?
no, you feel what you feel.
I do.
Yeah.
I feel what
and
I
your
feel.
feelings are valid.
Thank you.
And with that being said, let's see what you gave it. 3, 2, 1.
God damn it! I knew that what you were going to give it.
Yes, I believe that this.
All right.
Since
Figured out negotiation here as well.
since we know that you,
It was good.
Obviously-
It was surface level entertainment. It was beautiful. It showed one night. Unfortunate with 2 demons, and I'm gonna say 3 Hashira because Tanjiro is kind of like one. I think we could have did a little more with a little deeper dive into Nezuko's story, like because there could have been a little bit more that could have been like fleshed out a bit. But as for pure entertainment, I look forward to it every week. Look, I don't know anime like you do. I could have guessed, obviously, because it goes one of 2 ways. But it was like, oh, cool, that was neat, that was beautiful. They did this. But I think they picked 2 weak demons that were sadly above Gotaro from season 2. And I don't know if that's how they're decided. How do we rank them? But I'm excited, looking forward to the next 3. And Muzan.
So outside of the negative marks I gave it that I explained, I also don't feel warm and fuzzy about like the explanation behind Genya's abilities.
We got none.
Where he eats.
We assume that he eats them.
but like I wanted to know like how. Well,
Like,
Tanjiro can't eat them, and that
Yeah,
happened.
he can smell
So
things.
what's that ability that allows him
Right,
to do that? Because
right.
he's the only character in the whole show that can do that. I didn't feel satisfied in what we got. His backstory was okay, but
Yep.
the eating of the demon part was like, how's he doing that?
Why can he do that? Why
His
does he
gun
regenerate?
ability, that was badass.
Yeah.
I liked Genya as a character, and I believe, again, if we had 24 episodes, you could have probably got a lot more of Genya. I hope he goes moving forward. He's a part of the core group. I really think
That's what I'm hoping, so we can get a little more into him.
he's
now.
a part of the team now. But for all those reasons, I couldn't give it an A, just because I can't, like, outside of, first of all, S tier animation. It'll always be that way. What else do you got?
S tier entertainment. For 11 episodes.
Well, because
we
of
have
the
to almost
negative
put an
marks-
asterisk to it.
Well, because of the negative marks I gave it, it wasn't an S tier.
Because it wasn't so deep and thought provoking. You don't need that.
It
all the
wasn't
time.
satisfying conclusions to a lot of the story arcs. Genya, the upper ranked demons, and
He
their
really
history.
wasn't in his own arc. He was just there.
Right, but that's what I wanted. I wanted him to have more backstory. I wanted him to be more fleshed out as a character. I want to know why he can transform into a Super Saiyan if he eats fucking demon cheeks. I just like...
Don't we all?
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine what you become if he ate Nezuko's cheeks?
I can't. Yeah, her baby daddy?
That's absolutely.
Yeah. You can give her like a little fourth demon.
Yeah, then it'll become kind of like half demon, half human. Kind
Yeah,
that'd
exactly.
Be okay.
But yeah, that's why I gave it a B. It wasn't bad by any means. I wasn't gonna give it a C. It didn't hold up to me in the way we feel about Demon Slayer as a show. And because it was the worst of 4 stories we've gotten, 1, 2, 3,
It was the
and
worst
Mugen
of
Train,
3 seasons.
And I thought Mugen Train was better.
It was, but I don't really consider that. That was
I'm optimistic because Akaza as a demon,
Right.
hell yeah. Doma, yep. I want to know more about him. Number 1, can't remember his name. Tanjiro's father. I absolutely want to know more about him and Muzan. Like,
At the end
he's
with
going to be
Muzan
coming
was- it was-
directly for Nezuko now for reasons we're not getting into.
Correct.
But I am very much excited moving forward, and it doesn't dampen my like enjoyment level for season 4.
Okay.
It's just it was a hiccup for me in the story of Demon Slayer as a whole.
honestly, after talking about this, I don't mind going down to a B because it was the worst of all 3 seasons. It was literally less than half of the others.
Yeah.
It was like you said, if
Did you
it was
like
because
it more than the 24 episodes? Did you prefer this over the other format?
No, I
Okay.
prefer. I think Demon Slayer, because if you had, so if you look at it, add 13 more episodes to this. If every other episode was a fight or action, I'm satisfied.
Or if it was like
With-
build up, fight
And
for
then
a couple
backstory.
episodes. No, for like 2 or 3
Yeah.
episodes of fight.
Yep.
And then it was like, okay, we got through one, but oh my god, there's another one.
Right, they have some regroup time between the two
Yes.
demons. So
Yes.
I don't want to take away. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I'm
and
so happy that
personally, I'm
you-
good giving it an S.
I love the fact that you are watching an anime that you give an S.
And I thought it was great. It was entertainment.
Yeah, all of it that we watch is supposed to be
Sure.
entertaining, right? You watch
Should be.
anything to be entertained, except you and Vinland Saga. But, you know, so it's like, okay, I'm obviously going to be here to be entertained. It's going to achieve that in a lot of ways, but where could it improve? And because I have
Absolutely.
so many reasons why it can improve, that's why I gave
I'm
it a
good
B.
with it. I'm good with giving it a B because, this is why we do this style. We
Yeah.
talk it through, we listen, and we respond. And I think, yes, comparing the other seasons and comparing the length and comparing that, sure, gets a B. Now, will we do better the next? Will we go back to the 24 episode seasons?
I'm even optimistic because it's like, okay, that wasn't the best showing, but I'm still optimistic, and it could go up from here really high. Because if we return back 24 episode format, the Alba ranks that are left are super compelling. Imagine if Akaza changes allegiances.
Because he hates the other one so
Yeah,
much.
and he resents them, and
Right.
all he really wants is a friend at the end of the day, and he doesn't.
I don't think it's going to happen, but
he
sure.
wanted a friend in Rengoku. He wanted to turn him into a demon so they could just hang out and fight BFFs.
So maybe return Tanjiro.
So is there going to be something to circumvent our expectations for what demons are and how they can contribute to the story?
I'm going to tell you no.
I hope I'm right. And
I'm probably going to say
one
no.
of them
This-
are like, you know what? I like this team.
This
now.
seems pretty surface level at
But
this
yeah,
point.
that was the review for season 3 of Demon Slayer. Let us know what you guys thought about the season as a whole in the comments
Yeah.
below. Who do you agree with more? Is it an S tier? Is it a B tier? Or somewhere in the middle, A? If you say D, I don't know. We can kind of
that
just,
doesn't
throw
count.
those away.
Definitely not anything lower. I
Yeah.
was going to try to convince you to an A, but I'm good with stepping back to that B. Yeah,
As
it's B.
always, like, comment, and subscribe if you like what we're doing around here, and we'll catch you in the next video.